Oh, my man. Look at where he is today. Look at this. Tyler, welcome into Nuke the Props. I mean, last couple of weeks, he's been in a mansion. This week, what are you, in a wormhole? What's going on, pal?
Actually, to be completely honest, this is actually my uncle's house that I screenshot onto my computer.
Shut up.
Yeah, so this is his kitchen, but we're not there, actually.
There's no way. I'm not buying it.
I swear to God.
Not buying it. Not buying it, dog.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's
talk. You got
talk
a circle
here.
cut right into his kitchen. You can look right into the dining room.
My boy Connor Allen from 4 for 4 will join us about 15 minutes. I do want to get all of Tyler's thoughts, though, on Nuke the Props today. Want to remind you that you can sign up for a free week. If you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Just sign up already. Let's go. It is Nuke November, Nuke November, for 1 week free trial to Nuke the house. That means you get all the pre-flop plays. You'll get Friday night big fight, Tyson versus Paul versus Tyson. They will be betting that on the premium stream. So I'm looking forward to that. 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock slates on Sunday, et cetera, et cetera. By the way, you got anything on Paul and Tyson, or are you just fading it?
I'd rather me and you go fight somewhere in an alley and rather watch that on replay. That's how I feel about that. There's nothing there.
All right, friend. Let's get into this and drop. You know what I'm going to do this week? But I'm going to try this out. We'll see how it goes. I got a prop that I have not bet that I'm going to throw out to the chat, and I'll throw to you and probably Connor too, whether or not I should bet it or not, and I'll put a quarter unit on it. So that's about it. Pumpy, you can do everything. You can do psychedelics and anything you want in Colorado except for bet on this fight. So I'm with you, but I'm serious. That's 100%
if I can bet on it.
The truth. So here we go. You want to bet on it? No, I don't. I want to bet on it. Egg has a parlay that I wanted to do, but what am I going to do? I'm not going to watch. I got my 9-year-old daughter tonight. I'm not going to sit here and, have her watch a fight at midnight. It's not going to happen. Simple as that. So I got a bet here for a player, and I wonder if the chat thinks I should bet it or not bet it. But first, let's get to the actual bets we've already placed. Tyler, you go first. Which prop are we betting?
We are going down to New Orleans. We are not betting on the Saints, Holden. The Saints can't tackle. Well, Nick Chubb's gotten 15 and 16 carries in his first 2 games. He's coming off a bye right here, and we're getting a nice spot for him to be able to run all over this defense. The Saints picked up a win in their last game off the new coach bump. We've seen teams like Carolina do that this year, and then the next game, they've just went back down into the gutter. I think you see the Saints go right back down into the gutter, and Nick Chubb, 63.5 at -105 is an easy winner, and I would alt that all the way up to 100 because I think he has a huge game this Sunday.
You think he finally breaks through, right? Because he's looked a little bit slow to this point. They're coming off the bye, though, and he's got a few games under his belt.
Yeah, so and he had a couple hard matchups to start off with, and this is the easiest run defense he's seen by far.
All right, my first one, I gave it out yesterday. I basically bet it on the open, and for some reason, we found a better number a couple of days later. So it opened at 55.5. It's down to 53.5, so I double dipped here. Cedric Tillman, same team, Cleveland Browns, 53.5. Over 53.5 since week 7. So 7, 8, 9. 3 games for him, and then 10 they were off. 23.7% team target share, 17th in the NFL. The guy's remarkable. He's getting a lot of end zone targets, too. He's got 3 end zone targets. And since Amari Cooper left the Buffalo, and I think I read the same spiel every single week, the guy just continues to cruise. 8 for 81, 7 for 99, and 6 for 75. I should probably bet his touchdown, come to think of it. He's got 3 over his last 2 games. He's got 31 total targets over those 3 games with 9+ in all 3. Are you kidding me? That's consistency as far as getting work from Jameis, too, the last couple of games. And that Saints defense is bad against running backs. It's worse against wideouts. I mean, the 4th worst defense against wideouts. No Lattimore. London and Mooney both went over 90 yards against him last week. Give me Tillman over 53.5, Tyler. Thoughts?
I love that play. I think that number is way wrong. He's kind of reminds me of like Nico Collins light. Like he's not as good as Nico Collins, but he's a bigger guy that stretches the field. Winston's going to give him the chances downfield. So that 53.5, he could have that in 2 catches because he can catch a bomb for 30+ yards and another one for 20+. So I love that call on Tillman.
All right. Number 2 bet for Tyler. What is it?
Yeah, easy one. Let's go to the Colts and the Jets game. Jets are dead, Holden. They stink. I don't know what's up with Aaron Rodgers, but this defense, they seem to have quit, and they can't stop any running back that comes into town. And the running back coming to town this week does well when Anthony Richardson starts. So give me Jonathan Taylor overs. He averages way more yards with Anthony Richardson on the field over Flacco. Now they have the added element of him being able to run the ball and that little RPO with AR. So I think Jonathan Taylor smashes this week. Scores a touchdown, goes over his yards. His touchdown's like -110, so that'll be my play. I think he finds the end zone.
Yeah. He's just a stud. Not a lot of people talk about him. I think maybe he's just not putting up the numbers we thought he would. Like last year after he came back from the injury, it took him a little while, but this he's next level, man.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor is next level terrific. So I like the fact that you found that the numbers, the splits with and without Richardson, he's just got a better shot. He should be handing the ball off to Taylor left and right, like 23, 25 carries this week if they're in the game, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to be winning the game. So I think he's going to have that script going for him.
Yeah, this should be fun. Okay, here's my next bet. Numero dos. We're going to go Puka Nacua over 68.5 receiving yards. I got to see if that number's still there. When they dropped it, I bet it at 68.5. I don't know if it went up. I mean, honestly, after I get off the show, I'll probably talk to somebody and see if I should ladder him. He's just been remarkable. He's not on the injury report too. So that makes me feel very, very good. Yeah, it's 68.5 everywhere but Sugar House. So it hasn't even been bet up yet. It will get bet up. He's going up against the Patriots. Projections have him 73, 76 yards. He could go way up higher than that. 7 targets in 18 of 21 career games. And he's just a big play waiting to happen too. It's the most by any player in the 2000s. 2000s. We're talking 24, 25 years now. Now, yes, you can say that Christian Gonzalez is one of the great young cornerbacks in the National Football League, but Puka, Kupp, I mean, go pick your poison. He's not going to be able to cover both of them all game long. You'll see Puka in the slot. You'll see Puka outside. Puka over 68.5. That's my bet. What do you got?
Like that one. My worry there when I looked at that game, I said one of these receivers will go off. One receiver's went off against this defense every year or every week, whichever team plays them.
Yeah.
It just comes down to which guy's going to move around more. Is it going to be Kupp that bounces into the slot and switches spots more? Or is it going to be Puka? Because I think Christian Gonzalez just picks one guy out and he goes, I'm just sticking with this guy the whole game.
You think he just shadows one guy?
I think he'll
move over to the slot and he'll move outside. So
yeah, I think he could, but I also think he can more than likely be on Puka more of the game than Kupp, because Kupp's more likely to end up in the slot.
Yeah, I think Puka's in for a nice day. He's going to see targets no matter.
Oh, he's going to see targets regardless.
He's going to get peppered, and Kyron should have a lot of work too. But I'll take him over Kupp. Kupp's the touchdown bet, but Puka's the yards bet here. You got another one for us?
I do. I mean, Jacksonville likes to play cover one, man-to-man defense. You know anybody in the league that can man-to-man Jameson Williams?
No.
Yeah. No. 43.5. Give me the over there. Let's alt that up to 50 to 60. Hell, we can even go to 100 this week, Holden, and get a big number on that. You're telling me we see him catch a big play every once in a while. He can't do 2 against a man-to-man defense here. Like, they've been big favorites twice this year. And they put it on both teams that they were big favorites against. They probably do it again right here inside the dome. Jameson Williams, give me his touchdown, give me his yards, and I'll hold it up. I think he has a big game.
I'll tell you what I like, and it's like a bet we can go after every single week. I think I've done it 1 or 2 times here on this show. Is the over 21.5 longest reception.
I don't mind that at all.
I mean, it's just, and it actually got bet down from 22.5 at DK, but it's at 23.5 at FanDuel and 22.5 elsewhere. So, 21.5 minus 15 at Bet Rivers is the best number because the juice is a little bit less there. But I love his long reception like every single week because if he's going over that number, he's going over the 21.5 too.
Exactly. So I think that's a better call than taking his actual yards.
So Jameson Williams over 21.5 longest reception.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get in on that one. It was something I was looking at earlier this week, and I really didn't even bring it up to anybody. But you're a sharp kid, so why not? Okay, let me say a couple things here because we just dove right into the bets. Connor Allen, 4 for 4, coming up in a minute. What up, Pumpy? What up, my man, Card Addict? And of course, Daniel Berry. Good to see everybody in the chat today. Give us a thumbs up if you like what's going on. If you don't, do the same thing. It doesn't matter to me. Nuke the House over on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, X, whatever it is, come on over to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House, and make sure you subscribe and hit for notifications because you're going to want to know, if you remember, what time the boys are live betting Tyson and Paul tonight. It's going to be fun. You know what time the show starts at 8 o'clock, but they'll let you know exactly what time the fight itself starts. And then if you're not a member and you want to get in on tonight's show, you want the pre-flop picks for Sunday, you want Monday Night Football, Nuke November, Nuke November, one word, Nuke November. When you go to nukethehouse.com, sign up for any plan. We won't make you purchase it. Nuke November is it. Okay, here we go.
Before you go into the rest of the games, Holden, don't forget about NBA Rundown. It's at 5:30.
Oh, why didn't I say that?
We're 42-24-1.
Hold on,
to start the season.
What are you?
42-24-1, up 14.6 units to start the season. And
well,
just in November, we're 29-11-1 on the projections. So I see spreads already got 4 plays up he likes for this night slate. I mean, it's going to continue to crush it over there at 5:30 p.m.
And I do watch the show. I was not aware that you were up that much, though. Wow. All right, Maddie. Maddie's actually on the road here. We got to get that stat out. 14.6 units?
Yep.
And it starts in what? It already went down today, right?
No, we start 5:30 p.m.
Oh, because I'm in the mountain time. God damn it. All right, we're good, Tyler. You're up 14 plus units. You guys are doing awesome.
I'm not specifically, but
you and Spread.
The team are, yeah.
You and Spread. Spread's article this week in sports betting is going to come up too. But my man, you guys are kicking ass in NBA too. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for our NBA guys. Tyler, Spread, Foxy. These guys are just killing it again. So once NFL's over, I feel very comfortable with our talent base in the NBA to carry us for a few months. Okay, bet or no bet. I'm asking you and I'm asking the chat, okay? This is for a quarter unit bet. I'll put it down if you say yes. Calvin Ridley, okay? After the Nuke Hopkins trade, he's had 8 or more targets in 3 straight games. He's 8th in the percentage of team targets over that span. He has 73 plus yards in 3 straight games. And Levis was actually kind of accurate against the Chargers, 78% completion rate. I don't think it's going to happen, but the Vikings secondary is an absolute Sham mockery. So Calvin Ridley, receiving yards, 53.5 to the over. Do I bet it or forget it? That's my question for Tyler and the chat. Chat, hit it up. Do we go over Calvin Ridley receiving yards, which seems like a very attainable number to hit, 53.5, or do we pass, Tyler?
I like your thinking on this one. My only worry is he has screwed me in some spots where I've tried to bet him at a low number like that felt like a good spot, and that was the game he went out there and didn't have a catch. So I have a little PTSD when it comes to Calvin Ridley. But
all right, so no Calvin Ridley.
Against this Vikings defense, though, he should be able to crush. It all comes down to if Levis has enough time to get him the ball.
Pumpy likes the bet because I think they are going to need to throw the ball too.
Yeah.
And Justin Jefferson, here's another little stat. Justin Jefferson hadn't scored, I think, in 3 straight games. It's the longest stretch of his career since like 2022, maybe the second year that he hasn't had a touchdown. That game could be sneaky with some points, man.
Yeah.
So I do think Calvin Ridley, I love this number. Is he going to get to 73 again? I'm not sure, but he's clearly the number one option for Will Levis. Like, he just wants to pepper this kid left and right with these footballs. Was there any other bets you had?
I got a couple weekly specials holding.
Let's go with the specials. All right.
First one. George Pickens and Zay Flowers to each record 20 receiving yards in each half is 6-1.
Oh,
I don't think that's a bad one. I think Zay Flowers could easily get the 20 yards each half. And George Pickens is going to be the main option against a bad passing defense that Baltimore has. So He could get 20 yards in both half. I know it's kind of a risky one, but it's only 20 yards. That could be one catch for both guys.
How has he been doing there? Has he just been eating just on a couple pass plays? Has he been, doling it out a little bit in the first half, a little bit in the second half? How has that been working for him?
It's been more of like chunk plays, but in this matchup with Najee banged up and Warren's questionable, they probably have to throw it a bit more. So I think he's going to be involved earlier and more often.
Okay, so that's going to be under what? Receiving?
When you go to weekly specials on FanDuel, you scroll all the way down to FanDuel weekly specials week 11. You skip all the red zone ones.
Weekly specials week 11. Okay.
And then my other one,
okay.
I think this night game on Sunday night goes over, and I think you see a lot of it through the air. Herbert and Burrow to combine for 6 passing and rushing touchdowns 10-1. I mean, Burrow could throw 4 on his own, and that leaves Herbert to throw 2. I'm not sure the Chargers defense is as good as we think it is, judged by the quarterbacks they've played. This is by far the best offense they played. T. Higgins will be back. At 10-1, I'll take a shot on that.
All right. Couple weekly specials here from our guy Tyler. So why don't you plug the rundown again? 14.6 units up since the start of the season about a month ago.
NBA rundown. We'll break down all the games around 5:30. Go through we get the NBA Cup tonight, so bigger games tonight. And on the season, we're 42, 24-1, plus 14.6 units. And just in the month of November, we're 29, 11-1. So come over, hang out, listen to us talk about the games, and follow the bets.
Thanks, buddy. Always good to talk with you, Tyler.
Yep. See you next week.
Take care of yourself, Tyler. NBA rundown. Look, we just bring in the next guy. We got Connor Allen, 4 for 4, Bleacher Nation Fantasy. What's up, dude? Last week, you and I talked. We were both on our deathbeds. I mean, seriously, dude, I had strep and it turned into and then I got the flu. It was 8 days of hell. How are you doing?
Oh, it's brutal. Yeah, no, I'm feeling a little bit better. Still not at 100%, but I was expecting like a Michael Jordan flu game for my bets, and it turns out that did not pan out. It was about even, but
we're doing the live show last night, and I said, hey guys. The only bet I think that I wish I would have hit that I didn't hit that's out there right now is Jahan Dotson over 6.5 yards. And the reason why is because I saw Connor put it out there on X. And the second I said it, the dude catches a pass for like 8 yards. And I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just have a night with some other guys. And Austin Eckler just laddering that dude. We crushed it last night. But, man, I was so upset I didn't get the Dotson in. Great call there. I mean, you might have gotten your ass kicked, but you didn't on the one that I saw.
That was hilarious. No, I mean, last night I ended up okay. I was on Noah Brown unders, and I tweeted that out because I was like going through it. I'm like, how is the guy who's running a route on like 70% of routes have a prop at 6.5 yards? Like, how is that even possible? I was like, and it's a revenge game. I'm like, it's got to be like, it should be like 12, like at least like 10 or 12. Like, this is so low. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll bet it and I'll clown people a little bit joking around. And it hit on the first play. Literally, Sirianni talked about in the past. He's like, I'm very cognizant of like revenge games, basically. And so did Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is like, yeah, I got Saquon going, got AJ Brown going in his. I mean, again, they threw the ball literally first play, designed swing pass to Jahan Dotson that he broke like 3 tackles to get 8 yards. It was maybe the best player of his career, to be honest. So I don't know.
Wow. All right. Well, I want to get into Bleacher Nation Fantasy here before we get into a pick or two from you. But this week, again, in the NFL Bets chat, I put the link to Bleacher Nation Fantasy. If you want to sign up, go to our Discord, NFL Bets, click on it from your mobile device, download it, and use the code SWEATFREE. So a couple things. First of all, this was from last night, Connor, obviously. We had Jalen Hurts versus Jaden Daniels. Hurts, what was he, plus 30-something yards over Daniels. So you get 3 yards with him, and you absolutely crushed, didn't you?
Yeah, no, that was the move. I don't know. I like that. I kind of thought Jaden Daniels was going to regress a little bit against a tougher opponent. The Eagles defense, man, I mean, wow. Like, I mean, they've just been playing so well. And I'm really been impressed with them lately. So yeah, I'm excited to see kind of their trajectory. I think this is a big prove-it game for them against a pretty good Commanders offense.
They also got lucky that Dan Quinn didn't kick a field goal down 2. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but
yeah, strange.
They got big time lucky. Okay. So you told me you had a bet and I couldn't find it in the app. Now it doesn't matter because I'm going to go read off what it was anyways. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I got
Josh Allen plus 13 yards, passing yards over Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the best parts about being fantasy is like you can just like click a play and you don't have to parlay anything. You can just enter how much money you want to win. I think we see Josh Allen pass way more against this Chiefs defense. The Chiefs, great run defense so far this season, and their pass defense has kind of been regressing a little bit. On the other hand, Kirk Cousins draws Denver, who their pass defense has largely been playing pretty well. I think that the Falcons could have a little bit of success running the ball. So I think we see a pass heavier script for Josh Allen and maybe the opposite for Kirk Cousins here. So the fact that we're getting bonus yards is pretty solid here too. I think we're going to see Josh Allen go for like 250 plus, and Kirk probably ends up around the 220, 230 range.
250 plus. Okay, well, here's a couple that I got for myself. Kenny Walker, Kyron Williams. I think Kenny Walker's in a really good spot, just like Kyron Williams is. The problem with Walker is but you're giving me 32 yards. I know it's against the Niners, and the Niners just haven't been, gangbusters against running backs, right? No. And then you got Kyron Williams in a beautiful matchup against the Patriots. But if you're giving me 32 yards with Kenny Walker, am I on the right or the wrong side with that one?
I think you're on the right side. I mean, Kyron has been kind of bad this year, like from an efficiency standpoint. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him fully. I think the O-line's been a little bit beat up, but he hasn't been good. So, obviously he could get there on 25 carries, but that's kind of what it's going to take. Whereas Kenneth Walker has that home run hitting ability.
Okay, here's the next one. We got a little double thing here. Allen versus Mahomes. So you had Allen in another one. I got Allen against Mahomes this week. And honestly, I'm asking you because I love this matchup. We're getting a few more yards with Allen. Mahomes is not throwing for yardage now. So what do you think here, man? No Kincaid. I get it. There's no Kincaid, but Dawson Knox could step in. Allen versus Mahomes this week. What do you got?
No Kincaid, no Coleman. But I mean, they still have Shakir. They got Amari Cooper, Dawson Knox is stepping in. Give me Allen. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but I think that we're going to see the Chiefs run the ball a ton against this Bills front. This Bills run defense that's not really played all that well this year for a lot of the chunk of the year. So I think we're going to see probably a lot of passing from the Bills, maybe not as much passing from the Chiefs against a Bills secondary that's played periodically pretty well. Chiefs are getting back Juju, it looks like. I'm really interested to see what the workload looks like now with DeAndre Hopkins kind of in the fold, what that looks like. I'm interested to see what they post Juju's numbers at. Probably going to be looking for an under there because I can't buy that he's going to be good or stay healthy for an extended period of time.
Let me ask you a question before we plug the thing here. I was thrown out. Should I put a quarter unit bet on? Bet or no bet here with one prop? First of all, I got Tillman back over again, 53.5. It's almost like an auto bet.
Always.
But Calvin Ridley, he's down in the mid 50s for his prop, 73 plus yards in 3 straight games. Levis just peppered him last week. He's been on another level since Hopkins left. What do you think about Calvin Ridley against the Vikings this week? I know I'm kind of catching you off guard, but
no, I think that you hit it on the head there with the targets. He had 9 targets on only 23 Will Levis pass attempts last week, which is wild. And they're not good targets. They're not efficient, but anytime you have a guy who could get, 12 to 15 targets here, if they have to throw the ball against the Vikings, 50 yards is just too low probably for that. So yeah, I don't like Calvin Ridley, to be honest, but I'd probably lean over it because I think this number is a little low.
I can't stand the guy either. I don't. He just has all the talent in the world. Although he's a fellow sports bettor, which we kind of got to like, right?
Yeah, one of us.
He's one of us.
Him and Jameson.
Nice. All right, so him too. Real quick, I saw this $100 Fanatics cards, 5 people. Talk to me about this with Bleacher Nation Fantasy.
Yeah, if you just download the Bleacher Nation Fantasy app and click the play button, all you have to do is register, and we're giving away $100 Fanatics gift cards to 5 people. So pretty crazy promo that we're running. We just kind of want to get people familiar with the app and stuff. So my boss was like, all right, just hand out some money. So all you literally have to register. You don't even have to deposit. You don't even have to play. You're just eligible to win if you just register. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's an easy promotion.
All right. So again, I threw the link in our Discord, NFL Bets chat. Make sure you're on your mobile. Click the link, download it. When you are in there and you're going to deposit, make sure you use the code SWEATFREE. I got that in the Discord too. SWEATFREE, one word. And then throw the money in. You'll get up to $250 in bonus if you drop your first one. So that's what we got here. All right, my best bet this week is going to be Tillman. I love those FanDuel specials from our guy Tyler. I like the Jamison Williams over 21.5 longest receptions. You got one you want to throw out there this week, Connor?
Yeah, I just released this. I love this play. I love Jamison Williams actually this week. We were just talking about it. I played over 44. I played over 70. I played over 90. Just like awesome matchup against the Jaguars secondary. They play a decent amount of man. Jamison averages 4 yards per out running against man. I mean, no Laporta just got announced out. I don't know how his line is in the 50s. Like every game that he's played over an 80% snap share, he has 121, 80, and 79 yards this season. So, yeah. I mean, I think Jameson's going to crush.
Yeah, I see 44.5s around, and that's just absolutely mind-blowing, especially since he could get that on one catch, man. That's going to be a full unit play for me. I'll go with the yards, and I'll hit the longest reception then. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's go, Jameson.
Let's cook.
All right, pal. One more time. Plug Bleacher Nation Fantasy. Stay on afterwards. I want to talk to you for 1 second, then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Bleacher Nation Fantasy. Just go over to check out your guys' link in the chat. Matchups, head-to-heads where you can win 5x, 3.3x your money, and use code SWEAT-FREE to get that $250 sweat-free back if you lose your first play.
All right, very good. My best bet, Cedric Tillman over 53.5. Receiving yards, we got the Puka in there, and then the Jamison Williams longest reception. Connor's kind of correlated there. Tyler likes the over yards as well. So that's where those boys are going. Again, if you haven't checked out nukethehouse.com, do it. Get a free week. All you do is go to nukethehouse.com, sign up for any plan. We won't charge you, but make sure you put the code. It's up there. Nuke November. You'll have a free week. You'll get tonight's Tyson versus Paul show behind the paywall. There'll be live betting that. We got the Sunday shows, and then we got the free show NBA rundown coming up here very soon as well. For Tyler and for Connor, my name's Holden. Thank you so much for checking out the show today, and let's go nuke the house.